how this line, the thrust of oncoming manhood.
Oh, yeah.
There was a scene where we brought Batgirl to the Batcave, and of course we couldn't let her really know where the Batcave was, so we had to give her this bat gas to knock her out. And there's a scene where Adam is sort of sitting where he is in the Batmobile, and I'm sitting the right side, and Batgirl is in between us.
Passed out.
Yeah, she's knocked out, and I have a line like, you know, gosh, Batman, you know, Batgirl is really pretty. And Adam just really had a line that was like, you know, gee, Robin, I'm glad that you noticed, or something like that. But he kept missing the line, which is not like Adam. He doesn't make mistakes like that, and especially through 11 takes at $30,000 an hour. And so now you have a director that is panicking, and everybody is under terrible pressure. But Adam was really smart about it, because he knew how far he could, what I call, stretch the elastic before it was going to break. He knew that whatever he said on that next shot, next take, that they'd have to use. They had nothing else. They had no way. So when I said, you know, to him, gosh, Batman, you know, Batgirl is beautiful. I mean, by that time I knew it was no accident, let me tell you. So I said, gosh, Batman, she's really beautiful. He said, you know, you're right, Robin. I'm so glad to see the oncoming thrust of manhood. Dropped in my mask, okay, but I didn't show anything. None of the people out there knew, but a week later we got called into the producer's office and the censors were all over us. But what was happening with our show is because we had 2 episodes a week, they never really could do much about it because they would only catch things afterwards. They would catch it afterwards, right, and therefore it was too late to reshoot it. But there was much worse stuff than that, actually.
Easy.
How did you guys get away with what you got away with?
You know, Rob Lowe and I were in bed the other night.
Mayor of Co-op, I said.
That was Family Guy.
I would love to take a moment.
I said, yeah, I'll play the mayor. You know, the crazy, absurd mayor. I love it, yeah. What you do is take the quirkier parts of your personality and try to expand on that a little bit. You know, the guys who play Batman now, they complain about that with the plastic and the rubber. My nipples were real.
Here's your mic. Come on.
Go ahead and say hello.
I think everyone here knows it's not all about the zombies. It's about the people living in these situations, and you know, you're stuck in an environment that you have no real control over, you know, and it's kind of like you watch the show and people sit around and talk about, well, if I were there, I would do this. And if I were there, I would do this. And they should have done this. And wow, did you see how they did that? And that's what happens. That's why people like it.
Well, you know, it's interesting because I've come to realize it's sort of become, it's like a family show. It's like the Cosby Show or something. And I find that so amazing. So I had to sit down and watch it, and I got so sucked in, even though I was scared out of my mind in the first few episodes. I got so sucked in because of what Rooker's saying, which is like that experience of really, it was like a war zone to me. It was that experience of who would you be in this circumstance? And about how upset they get if things aren't going the way they want them to go. As someone who, like, you know the whole, everything that's going to happen for the rest of the season, and you have people coming at you with thoughts.
They didn't tell me anything.
Whatever.
You're like special.
Whatever. But you know, it's so interesting when you see the sort of the indignant sort of righteousness people have about the show and about the characters. I find that kind of amazing and cool.
You mean like, why didn't Andrea slit the governor's throat last week?
Right. Or why did they drive past the hitchhiker? And you know, just like real, like passionate.
You know, for me, maybe for you, Michonne is okay, but for Merle, you know, when the state trooper pulls you over and he goes, Merle. get out of the car. You better not have the knife hand on, my friend.
Why is he such a prick?
I don't need no motivation to play Merle, baby.
You're not really like him, are you?
Scared to ask the question. You're screwed. Are you afraid of the answer, baby?
Lay it on me.
You know what? Merle is actually a very cool, complicated character. Really, seriously, a lot of people have Merles in their family. You know, and it's really odd that a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, you're like my uncle." We don't invite him over too often, but you're like my uncle.
So on the show, Michonne doesn't say a lot. Like, how alike are you to her character?
That's where we are not alike at all.
Never mind.
I'm a talkative girl, and I use my words, and I live through words. You know, words are like how I actually get through to the world, get through to myself, get through on a page. I'm just a wordy person. But I understand that her trauma is such that words somehow at some point in her trauma, which we don't get to see, you know, we don't see what happens the way we see what happens to, say, Rick or to Andrea. We just see her after her traumas. But we understand her trauma was connected to communicating too much with the wrong people. And it's connected to realizing I have to protect myself and be many steps ahead by communicating less and taking in more. And so understanding that character-wise allowed me to understand her, but we are not alike there. I'll tell you that. I like to talk.
I'll come and crash.
Right on, dude.
I draw The Walking Dead.
Awesome. You drew my shirt.
Sorry, carry on, don't mind me.
Names on every comic book. Every comic book.
All right.
Robert Kirkman, Charlie.
Because I've been on set a couple of times on The Walking Dead. It was the one and only time I had sort of shivers go up my spine when I saw.
Danai looks.
And perhaps to open up more, because she does want to. She understands she needs community. That's why she didn't go back out in the wilderness after she, taken out the governor's eye. She didn't go back out into the wilderness and grab 2 more walker pets. She wanted to go back to the prison. She wanted to be in the comfort of people. She fell asleep while being tended to by Herschel. I mean, that is very extreme for Michonne. Have you ever seen Michonne at rest yet, you know? But she took rest while she was in their custody, and that she knows that that's a place she can do that. It's like even just learning how to hold it right, you know? I mean, that in and of itself is not simple. Just in terms of getting comfortable with it and really starting to feel Michonne in it, and that this is how she's chosen to use her weapon, and feeling the power of the connection between her and her chosen weapon, which is kind of like her security blanket. It really is. That started to become really enjoyable. And so yeah, now I do it in my living room. I just work out with it in my living room because now I just really enjoy it. But initially it hurt. At some point, the fear started to fade away, and I started to really get into the story. And I had to talk myself out of it. So literally, I was like, okay, they can't climb walls. I'm on the 2nd floor. You know what I mean? And then I was like, all right, I'm cool.
So you're not scared anymore?
Shut up.
Use your words.
Question. I am. Something else in a minute. I saw her the full body motor, folks. I got really into it by the time I got to set, and so yeah, no, it's not scary to me anymore now, because now it's, and then you have to start thinking like Michonne, and she ain't scared.
Good.
I stopped being scared.
Do you want me to answer that question?
No, I don't.